Okay, I think we are groovy.
One would agree.
One might. We should do an entire series where you talk like that guy from Game of Thrones who speaks in like third person all the time.
Yeah.
A man thinks we are ready.
A girl is no one.
Hodor.
Welcome back to Reach, everyone. Welcome to Installation 00. I'm here with Dashie, and this is episode 2 of our Reach playthrough, long playthrough, of the Cartographer.
Yeah, hi guys, welcome back. It's been a while.
It has.
So
It's worth noting this actually takes place only 2 days after winter contingency.
Yeah, so that's a thing that I'm gonna announce it now. We're gonna stick to it this time, I promise. But throughout the series, we'll mention how long it's been since the previous mission, because this game is not very clear on exactly how long is in between each mission. Like, it plays as though... Bloody hell.
Sorry.
It plays as though it's... what's your distillation of choice today?
This is a 21-year-old Glenfiddich. It's one of my better ones.
It's one of my better ones. I call him George. So yeah, we'll be naming or explaining when each mission takes place, because they do play as though they're right after each other. However, there is quite a large amount of time between each mission, or between a few missions, that sort of spread out the events.
Let's move, Lieutenant.
Right, you heard the lady. Let's move.
Indubitably.
Okay, first port of call. I've seen it and I've called dibs. Come with you,
The
covered
forklift of death.
Oh, that was extremely ineffective. Okay, so let's think up the first port of call that I've sort of got on my list of notes. I mean, my super big brain. No, I'm kidding. I've got notes. I'm not very smart. So on my list of notes here, when you play through the game and in a later on mission, you will realize that this base is built directly above a dormant Forerunner ship, right?
That's right.
So I'm not one for conspiracy theories. That's a lie, actually. The only reason you know me is through a conspiracy theory, funnily enough. But I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but this is the second time in the Halo series we see, or conveniently see, an ONI base right next to Forerunner tech. The other time being ONI Alpha site in Halo ODST, which is situated above the portal at Voy, which leads to the Ark.
Indeed.
So
it's almost like there's a trend occurring.
Yeah, it's almost like they've got an ulterior motive, but we can trust ONI, right? Right, guys?
Of course, sure.
We can trust them as far as we can throw a Spartan.
Yeah.
Well, this
Would
one's still
recommend
stood
it.
up.
You'll throw your back out.
Dude, this is a new emote, surely.
Bear's back is bad enough. What?
This is a new emote.
What the?
Any artillery support in the area?
Saturday night, this is the emote.
Yeah. After one too many, yeah. Hang on. I've got to get the right angle.
There we go, we're all groovy now. It's all ready to rumble.
There we go. Very good. These are really tall bollards. If you consider a Spartan 3 is not much shorter than a Spartan 2.
Yeah.
I mean, if these dudes are supposed to be 6 foot.
Oh, dude, this guy's got QTA XIIVI on his leg pad. I wonder what that could mean.
Is it? Where?
Yeah. Look on his right thigh. His right. It says QTA XIIVI on his pad.
XII, so that's 12.
So, it's 12.6.
Yeah.
Tepek, I know you're watching, my friend. You know what that is. I know what that is. We hate it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an old thing to do with the glyph thing. I won't go into it too much because we'll cover it when we get to ODST a bit more. But back when ODST was sort of being revealed at a PAX panel in 2009, Joe Staten put up something on screen that says it had the superintendent's face and QTA XIIVI on it, which is 12.6.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of theories about what that could actually mean. Now let's see if I can get this in one go. I cannot. Coming for you.
Very good.
There you go. And I'll take that back. Okay. So, yeah. So, away from that tangent. So, do you think at this point in time, again, I don't know all that much about the Halo lore. I know my tidbits, but do you think, or is it revealed anywhere that Office of Naval Intelligence were aware of Forerunners before we actually come across them in game? Okay.
Yeah, they were. So, I mean, even in Reach, there's... Okay, so Sovad, the guy who was...
Actually, you get on the gun.
Okay. Sovad, the guy who was who we found in Winter Contingency, dead in the relay station. He was actually brought into ONI because he discovered some irregular... I think it's some irregular geographical features, effectively, on different colony worlds that suggested that there were large constructions underneath their surface, as well as some irregular slip space signals that suggested unnatural origin. And upon discovering that, ONI basically snapped him up.
Yeah, they're like, you know too much.
Onyx, obviously being a massive Forerunner shield world, was classified to not even exist, basically, back in 23 something. I can't remember, 2390 something, I believe. Willing to be corrected on that. Because they knew that there were, basically structures of alien origin underneath the surface of Onyx. And, yeah, practically every colony in some degree has something on it that's irregular, because you've got to bear in mind that at their peak, the Forerunners had colonised, basically most of the galaxy.
Okay. So, ONI would just keep in secrets as per ONI.
ONI are fully aware of the existence of Forerunners, but just chose to keep it quiet.
Well, that's very kind of them.
Isn't
Obviously,
it?
It helps build suspense for the games.
Oops.
That's DMRC, yeah, nice.
Where is he?
Okay. So let's mop up a couple of Covenant. I'm horrible at sniping. Trying to bitch.
Oh, wow.
Did you die? Run easy. That's okay. I won't hold it against you.
I got splattered.
Oh, that's fair enough. They still do the same damage on easy. Can confirm. So let's mop this up. Let's talk about this environment a little bit more and a couple of things that I've just noticed while running around.
Indeed.
All right, so what's up here?
Wow.
First things first. Wonderful skybox, one of the best in the game.
Yeah, it's very moody.
Oh, for sure. You actually see low resolution Covenant Phantoms up in the sky. If you switch to my screen, you'll see when I zoom in on them the very low poly. In fact, I think they're probably just bitmaps. But yeah, a lot of people don't notice this. There's a huge airfield right next to us.
Yeah, there's the runway.
Yep. And
control tower and point defense guns, obviously.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, one of the guys that is speaking to us earlier is, or at some point during this level, there's a guy who is labelled as ATC, which is air traffic control.
Okay.
So he's in that building there, and if you look really carefully, I might be able to hit him. Nah, I missed. Okay.
If you got
So,
a
yeah.
team kill, then I would have been like, what?
Dude, I think I got a collateral. No matter, look, I would have shot myself somehow. Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely sort of skybox. Halo Reach was above and beyond with this stuff, man. It's really gorgeous. Even the Corvette, you actually get a sense of scale, because that's a full-scale model up there, I believe. Or at least pretty close to full scale. Don't walk left, you'll walk off the cliff.
Yeah, she's... Even for a small Covenant ship, that thing is huge.
Yeah. It's piloted by one Sergeant Major Humongous. There's DMRs here as well. We can get these from him. That was another QTA thing. It's a force of habit now. We thought it existed only on one level, but it turns out it spawns on like any random marine.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks. So it rules it out for being a very special marine. And then up here, while I was being heroic and noble and completely not missing 2 shots on a standstill elite, there are only crates. And I have noticed that it says M-AAV-20 or 20, which is the same model as the Warthog is on this game. Usually it's a LAAV,
Yeah.
but in this it's MAAV, and it's written just by the front of the car.
Go.
Yeah. Which I don't know, I'm guessing could be maybe an attachment. So if it's attached to sword base, perhaps.
Could well be. But it also might not be. Ooh. Plot twist. Okay, so, hey. So over here, actually, I was a bit concerned about Cat driving, but should we talk about Cat's robot arm? Because I think that's the reason she can't drive. Not to be discriminatory, but, you know.
She can drive. Tip of the spear.
Yeah, but she crashed in that too.
Fair comment.
I could make that jump. You could make it sideways. But you could make it, and that's the key point.
Yeah, so the robot arm is actually as a consequence of a battle injury. So if you remember back to the trailer Discover Hope, you'll see Cat is carrying, I believe, a Havoc nuke towards a current CCS class battlecruiser that's hovering over the city. And she is hit side on by a Banshee bomb, basically a massive fuel rod explosion, that actually destroys her arm and basically means that she has to have it surgically replaced with this rather impressive robotic arm. I actually did a Lore and Theory video on robotics and prosthetics in the Halo universe, and I heavily referenced Cat's arm for how crude it is. But the reason why it's so crude is, one, the UNSC have a very utilitarian design ethos, and two, they need it to be powerful before they need it to be pretty, because obviously it needs to be able to output the same level of force that Mjolnir can. So although it's relatively quote-unquote bare bones, that thing can output a roughly equal amount of force that Mjolnir can.
I remember seeing, I do have very vague flashbacks of that video, and you just being absolutely bewildered by the fact that dinky arm can output the same force as Mjolnir can.
Yeah.
So why don't you just slap that in Mjolnir and just call it a day?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did wonder why not just wrap the thing around,
Because it's fractal,
Mjolnir
right?
armor, but yeah.
Oh no, is it fractal?
The force amplifying circuits in Mjolnir are fractal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Um,
See, I'm learning stuff, guys.
Yeah, but yeah. So she lost her arm, and that's also the same trailer where we see the previous Noble Six before ourselves.
It's Tom.
Who was Tom, and he He picked up the Havoc nuke that Cat had dropped and then jetpacks up into the cruiser and throws it and doesn't make it out in time. Hence opening the position for us to occupy.
Which is, yeah. That happens about 2 months before this game starts, I believe. Oh.
Let's get out of here.
Okay. Is the Marine going to take priority of the Cat? No.
Nope, apparently not.
Not if I don't
It'd be
allow it.
It'd be funny if a Marine got in and then, like, if we didn't pull away, Cat just walks up to the door and says, "Get out."
Well, like Terminator.
Get out.
I need your keys. Let's mop these guys up. So,
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
and your keys. And any shred of dignity you have left. Okay, so... I think you can... Let's get to the next area, because there's an interesting point.
That's interesting.
Oh, what have you noticed?
Right, so obviously there's a runway over there.
Yeah.
And whoever designed the game evidently bore it in mind that runways have runway lights before the runway to guide aircraft in. And if you look out in the water, there are actually... I can see at least two sets of lights. So someone actually paid enough attention to add runway lights.
I think it might have been Joe Staten, to be honest with you. He flies in his spare time.
Does he?
Yeah, he has a plane. Like a Cessna or something.
Well, you know.
I freakishly stalked him on Twitter once.
He can, just fly over to the UK and take us out for a trip then, can't he?
Oh, if he did that, I'd...
Wink, wink, Joe.
Joe, I know you're listening, buddy, because I know you still love Halo.
Well, of course he still loves Halo. He's part of Infinite now, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice. He's grandfathered in at this point.
Whoop.
Oh, that's Jackals.
Something's... Whoa! Hello. How are you? Nice to see you here.
Nice, teamwork.
My sensitivity's not right.
I'm having to lead my shots. I've got a slight bit of input delay.
Hmm.
That's fine. Can work with it. There we go.
Doesn't any better.
My sensitivity's on 10, and it honestly feels really slow. Dude, the lever goes. That's cool. Okay, so actually, that's a good point. Look where we are now. We're by a big ol' ice shelf.
Oh yes.
Oh boy.
The Badkafa glacier.
That's correct. It does appear to be where we are.
Where is it? Hang on. I'm sure there's a better angle of it. There she is.
Northeast. You got a compass at top of your screen. Use it.
Yes. Yeah, that just so happens to be the exact same ice shelf that the Forerunner ship is directly below. Still something not right here. Let's try that again.
I got a pretty cool clip of me just jumping off that building and assassinating a jackal or a skirmisher.
Let's try that. Feels a bit better.
So yeah, that's the Bathkatha ice shelf. Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah,
can we
but so obviously later on, the Covenant start glassing the planet. That melts, and when it melts, it floods all of this area because we come back here in I think it's the package, isn't it?
Yes, that is the name of the mission. Oh! It just took the driver out of the Revenant and killed one of the ghosts. That's going to look lovely. Look supreme. Okay, you get the fun gun. Pew! Oh, actually, yeah, we could even do frame of reference. You see up there, there's a little bridge to your east-southeast.
Yep.
That is missing later, but that is the rocky area where you start the mission in the package. That's where you jump over the rock after doing some parkour, and you meet up with the ODST team. It's right here. Also on Legendary,
right here,
if you're playing
yeah.
through on Legendary, there is a data pad that spawns up here somewhere on this area. It's also worth noting that the actual floor seems to be raised when you come back later on. It's not just because
Yeah.
it's flooded; like it's raised as though the actual flooring has just increased.
Yeah, because if it had flooded and you jumped off of here, yeah, you'd be swimming. Well, you wouldn't. You'd be dead.
Dude, let's recreate that scene from Flood into Dawn. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's Cap. Run. Bye, Cap. Okay, so with the
So yeah, that's the ice shelf up there, the glacier.
yeah. If you take a look here, the elite that was in this Revenant should be dead. Yep, he's gone.
Covenant Corvette moving into position.
Snipped him out and killed a ghost before it was deployed.
Get here quick.
Sweet.
Meet you inside.
Mad skills.
Please
With
cut
the
to my.
Z.
There's the destroyed ghost there.
Whoa, wheelie.
Yeah, it's a sick backwards endo. Press the button that's got no buttons on it. Or no discernible numbers or anything.
Tower atrium. Cat, where are you?
I'd love to know why these things vent steam.
Could be decompression. It does look to use pistons to lock it. So
Yeah,
it could just be
possibly.
airing out the pistons, use a vacuum to suck it in and push it back out. You can clip that if you want. I know you're thinking about it. Okay, up top we got one elite miner.
Whoa!
Ah, you found the fusion coil.
Evidently.
Went for a trip in your favourite rocket ship.
We're going on a trip.
Your favourite rocket ship. We need to... Can you please... Oh, there's that elite I was telling you about.
Gotcha.
Come here, you slippery fuck. It's a white zealot class. I'm going to assassinate him. With dual wielding...
White Zealot class with dual wielding plasma rifles.
Yeah.
He's focused on me. Hoorah.
There you go. So I did a bit of research into this. So there are in each level there are something called BOBs, BOBs, right? These are Golden Ranger Elite class. It's a reference to Marathon, in which there were characters called Bobs, and they would always scream "They're everywhere." And they'd sort of just appear in Marathon Durandal. So it turns out in this level, for some reason, that's just what the Bobs look like. But still, is there any canonical denotation you can get from his armor there? Like, is there anything... He's obviously... I think that's Zealot or Field Marshal. It's one of the two. I think Zealot has two prongs on the top of the head.
Yeah.
But is there any sort of...
Zealot class. So, yeah. Okay, so the Elite's armor isn't as cut and dry as people think it is. Most people just think it's okay, different colours mean different rank, and that's about it. And while that's at face value accurate, there are exceptions, and there are also more variants of elite armor than just the normal combat harness that we see them in, as evidenced again by the Zealot class armor. The fact that he's white usually denotes that they're part of they're either a commander or they're part of special operations. So, like for example, Halfjaw is a Spec Ops commander. So
Yep.
he wears a white combat harness that actually is, I think, of the aesthetic variant. I heard the forklift. There he is. So
You heard
it's
nothing.
a good chance that it's a good chance that this forklift is actually special operations.
That's canon.
Nice drift.
I'm pretty good in these things. I'm forklift
No, just-
certified.
Now I'm just thinking of Tokyo Drift.
Can you edit the music in for me?
Yeah.
or will you get copyright claimed for it?
Not if I use a really short clip, as long as it's less than 10 seconds.
Oh, dude, 5 seconds. Let's go. Skirt. Okay, sorry, I derailed you there.
So yeah, like I say, it's a good chance that he's special operations, and the fact that he's a zealot means that he's evidently bloody good at it. Or was bloody good at it until
Let me just. I'm
ended
gonna
his whole
double
career.
check. I'm gonna double check. Yeah, you got vibe checked with an assassination. Elite. I'm just gonna double check the armor because there's. Oh no, the field marshal is the one with the prongs on his head.
Yeah.
So
His little eyes
let me just
poking out
type
there.
zealot. It looks to be a mix actually.
Really?
I think it is. No, that's actually just zealot. Yeah, okay. I wanted to double check before someone in the comments corrected me there, just to save you the job of typing. You actually see the emitters for his energy gauntlets as well, like on the little handpad.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He's a big boy.
It's cool because I don't think I ever see at any point. I don't think I'll see another one of those throughout the campaign. But yeah, for people unaware, during sort of downtime, like I was looking to find that elite just to sort of have a bit of extra footage, just because it's a cool thing that not many people notice. Because oftentimes, if you don't push up fast enough, he'll just run down this end, and the objective doesn't take you down here, so you never check over here.
Yeah. It's worth noting as well, as we discovered, you can actually clip through this door. In firefight, this is obviously sword base actually doubles as a firefight level.
I'm going to leave my sniper rifle there. I'll go clip through the door now, just to demonstrate.
Okay. But
Yeah.
if you use the forklift, which Dashie will now very eloquently drive up here.
We're here. Hello. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to park it against the door and sort of in the middle of the door-ish, where the door would open, you want to hop out. And you can clip through if you aim it right. Might take a couple of tries, but you'll get there.
Ooh.
It's a bit of a nightmare. You've got to be as close to the door as you can get without... I can hear the hunters kicking off through there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nightmare now. I'm not going to be able to get it. I'll get it back in theatre. That should do it. There we go.
There you go. So
There
then
you
you're
go.
inside the room that is normally accessible during firefight, but yeah. Do you want me to see if I can?
I wouldn't clip in just in case, because we might get a checkpoint while we're in here.
No, I
Not soft
was just
launches.
thinking. No, yeah, try to see if I can checkpoint you back out, so you don't have to commit suicide.
I don't mind. I left my sniper rifle there for a reason.
See what we can do.
Okay, I'm just going to get my sniper rifle back, and then we'll tickety-boo. But yeah,
Hi.
that's a really... It's really useless, but that's the spawn point, or one of the spawn points on Firefight. Pretty sure it can be mirrored at the door I may even get there, and... I think somewhere else as well, but I might be wrong.
Let's get to the atrium. We have to go to the
That explosion wasn't me, and you can't prove it. It was. I shot through the hunter.
lieutenant. Take it.
Yeah,
that was close.
I shot through the hunter and hit the forklift on the other side.
Nothing to report.
Well, these don't say anything readable, really.
No,
No. But
not particularly.
so what I find really confusing, this is clearly like a parking area, right?
Yeah.
Quite clearly. Where are people going to drive from? There is no other entrance into this base that leads down here. We're on an island and we went past no other houses on our loop. So unless it's just
okay,
for
so-
cargo that transports to other places out of here.
I was literally just about to say that. Yeah, unless literally they have like maybe they have Pelican drop ships drop off cargo and this, that, and the other, and then they use forklifts and whatever else to drag
Yeah, because there's these
resources
things.
inside, and if they're if they're taking anything out of the base. You right?
Hop on. We're going shopping.
Boom.
I didn't realize this was in the campaign this entire time. I got so excited to edit this to Forge because I always wanted to drive it. Alright, move out the way, Cat. We're coming in.
Do you think this can actually get in? It might actually genuinely fit in.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. Hang on. Oh! Oh! He's in!
Okay, now the hot pot. I'm going to reverse it.
Hang on. Activate. Oh, I have to activate. Activate. Oh, come on.
Got it.
You get it? Please don't die. Please don't. Whoa!
Oh, I've got a nice view of the elevator shaft here.
A bit of anti-gravity there for you.
Yep.
Where's our orbital support?
Oh, and again.
This is a great angle. I've got like the elevator shaft as we go up, and you can just see the antenna sticking out the top. Okay, now I've Austin powers it a little bit here.
Okay. I'm going to splice that clip in.
I doubt
Okay, here we are.
Oh my god.
This is cool. Wait. Don't step on the thing. Don't step on the thing. I want to drive over it so the woman recognizes me in the cart.
Okay.
Oh, she doesn't. Oh my god, she did! Okay, this is Halo.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oh, that's made me lightheaded. Okay, yeah. So I do think. Sorry, I do think downstairs is like a little cargo area because there are only these things outside.
Yeah.
Six, head upstairs and
Eh.
assist the meal. George,
Eh.
make sure he gets there.
Okay, so we'll clear this base out and then we'll take a look around.
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay, well. So because there's a few tidbits, we won't kill the general at the top because that'll let everyone else push past. But you were telling me that apparently there's some covey stuff just lingering.
Yes. Although it would appear.
Oh, that's a very nice ceiling. That reminds me of the PS2 loading screen.
No, it would appear it might only spawn into the multiplayer map.
Maybe.
I'll
Yeah,
have a
come
look.
this way. Come this way. Come this way. There's a ceiling above a hollow table in here. This is actually your hollow table, but there's a ceiling here that looks like the PlayStation 2 sort of loading screen. Like when you turn it on and you see all like the little towers.
Yeah.
Did you know those towers on the PlayStation 2 loading screen are actually there's actually one tower for every save game you have?
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I found this out the other day. I plugged in my PlayStation 2 to play some Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith on the PlayStation 2. And I counted the towers just out of boredom. And I was like, huh, I've got a bunch of saves. So I deleted them, and then there were significantly less towers when I rebooted it. Also, if you jump here, you'll hear the grav lift from the multiplayer map, if you listen.
Yeah.
There you go. Again,
Very good.
small tidbits that you won't notice, but we're going to point out to you anyway. Okay, I'll move this out the way for you. Oh, that thing flies. Okay. Let's clear out a few more coveys.
George is a beast.
Yeah, he's an absolute unit, isn't he? He's a Spartan 2.
Yeah. Only member of Noble Team that's a Spartan 2, the rest are Spartan 3s.
Is also the Spartan that has the number directly after Kate, with Kate being 051 and George being 052.
Yep.
Six, get to the top floor and assist the meal.
Yeah. Which basically just means that he was like when they were looking for the Spartan or the right candidates for the Spartan program, they had to assess. They had to assess basically blood samples taken from used needles from a vaccination program, and it basically means that Kurt was the 51st candidate that they identified as being viable for the Spartan program, and George was the 52nd, and that meant that Chief was the 117th viable candidate that they found. However, Chief was also the first candidate that was ever actually observed in the field, and in particular Halsey and Captain Keyes, although he was at the time a lieutenant, observed John as a 6-year-old boy playing in a playground.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
So although he's the 117th identified candidate, he was the first ever actually observed in the field for procurement.
Such a nice number as well.
I so wish, like, two things. I wish Kurt was still around, but then at the same time, his death was, like, epic. And,
I don't remember. I'll have to reread the books, but I don't mind if you spoil it if you want to tell the viewers.
But in the same breath, I kind of hope that it's... Maybe they do some prequel games or something like that, where we can actually see Kurt as he, when he was alive. Because he was absolutely freaking huge. He'd make George look like a child.
Wasn't he like 8'4"?
He was 8'4", yeah.
Man,
Oh, sorry, no, 8'2". Sorry, tell a lie.
As if it's almost as if I was watching your video about that earlier. Strongest, tallest, and fastest. Link it in the comments.
Yeah.
I like your point about Kelly. Who was the fastest? Kelly. Moving on.
Well, yeah. There is no
There's
argument.
no doubt. Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She was quite literally the Lamborghini with feet. It's crazy.
No, not only was she just the fastest in like sort of sprinting, her reaction time was off the charts. So
Like, how could you get much faster than an instant?
I know. So when you effectively whack her into a Mjolnir powered assault armor that completely bypasses her physiology for movement, it literally makes her so fast that it's. I mean, most of the Spartans were. It's quoted as being they were so fast that it was nearly impossible to chart, damn near instantaneous. That was I think that was Chief Mendez's words, but Kelly would have just literally hands down been. Well, damn near like precognition almost. Although, funny thing is, there was actually an identified Spartan that they thought did have a degree of precognition.
Huh? Which one was that?
They never managed to procure her because they think that she knew that the attack, the kidnapping was coming and avoided it.
That's fantastic.
So somewhere out there's a person who was going to be kidnapped by ONI to become a Spartan, but they think that one of her talents was that she had precognition. She was evidently so good at it that she saw the kidnapping coming and is free and well. Well, hopefully.
That's brilliant.
Copy that, on our way. Don't need command to tell me. Been all hers half my life.
Right, so we'll let this cutscene run in the background. So do you want to talk a little bit about Halsey's journal entrance around this date?
Yeah, so there's obviously there's a
finish off the video.
Yeah, so there's an entire series basically that I'm doing, which is basically we're going through each entry of Halsey's journal and exploring it along with a wonderful voice actor called Kat Peterson who's voicing Halsey. And one of the we haven't got to this point yet, but there's one of the inserts is from July 26th, 2552, which is right now. And it's evidently entered into our journal at some point shortly after this conversation with Noble Team, where
Actually,
she's notified.
Beforehand. It's beforehand. It's during this mission, isn't it? Because it's after the thing has been tapped into, which we see Kat doing on the.
Oh, true. Yeah,
Bias.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, because it says data in Sobad's last message was compromised. So was the entire relay hub. Received confirmation of Sobad's death. I can't imagine what Sarah is going through right now. Sarah being his daughter. So the fact that she says that the message has been compromised suggests that she knew that Kat had accessed or attempted to access the data. So we can narrow down this insert being put into her journal. Well, right around just before this meeting between Noble and Halsey.
Yeah, it could again based off context. It could also be written afterwards. It could be an after interview
An
report.
afterthought,
Yeah, could be either or. But my immediate thinking was that we could actually date it to a time.
Yeah. What I find interesting is the the information that, or no, the interaction rather between her and George, bearing in mind that George is a Spartan too, and thus one of what she would call her Spartans, rather than one of the newer models, one of the Spartan 3s that she would claim aren't her Spartans. Obviously, you'd expect there to be more interaction between her and George, but the interaction is actually it's all business. There's no nonsense, and it's very sparing almost. And even the last thing that Halsey says to him, that will be all, George, it sounds almost regretful. So she doesn't have much of a conversation with George at this time. However, in the insert that she put in at this same date, she actually references George extremely heavily, which shows that although she's no nonsense and all business at the moment, she cares deeply for George.
There you go, there's the line there. So,
yeah.
Just before we close up, there is, in fact, one small tidbit to add into that. Well, and this one starts from the main menu, by the way. So the one small tidbit to add in is if you got the limited edition or legendary edition of Halo Reach, one of the insights that comes with Dr. Halsey's field channel is that it's correspondence between, or to Halsey from Urban Holland, who is the guy from the first cutscene of the game that Carter's talking to. And it sort of hints towards the fact that Halsey tried to make contact with George prior to the events of this game, taking place around 19th of July, I think it was.
Yeah.
And so it sort of hints towards that she did try to sort of have more connections to him in between, but was dismissed by Colonel Holland, asking her to sort of basically follow protocol and stop trying to sort of pine after him a bit.
Yeah, basically back off. Similar to what Carter says to Halsey, that civilian interference with Spartan deployment. It's the same sort of sentiment. So she attempted to reach out and access information regarding George and was basically warned off.
Yeah, which is that's interesting.
Well, it's interesting given that they're her Spartans, and if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't exist.
Yeah, also true. So you can see why she's got an attachment to her greatest accomplishment ever. But at the same time, there's the sort of like, well, you made them, but they're ours now. We procured them.
Yeah.
Sort of sentiment between the United Nations Space Command and Halsey, and obviously it's very ropey with the sort of Office of Naval Intelligence and how they believe Spartan should be allocated in terms of field play.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, is that as far as Halsey's character is concerned in regards to the Spartans and sort of the things that she had to do in order to create the Spartans, like the kidnap of children and the creation of the clones and this, that, and the other. Although it's likened in a lot of the sort of more recent media that Halsey's just a heartless, cold war hero. I'll get it right in a minute. A cold, heartless war criminal. The truth of the matter is actually she does carry a heavy amount of regret and guilt because of what she did, but also an immense level of pride in the Spartans. And even in the Ghosts of Onyx, she attempts to get as many of the Spartans as possible to Onyx into the Shield Road to protect them, basically, from what she believes is the end of humanity through the war with the Covenant.
So she is, I know that seems kind of self-centered to me as well. Almost, I mean, I know obviously the intention is it's the end of humanity, let's get them all here, but immediately that reads to me as like, help me, I made you. It seems very sort of controlling, if you know what I mean.
The thing is, she didn't even outwardly request help me. She just said she ended up at Onyx and then sent a request back to Fleetcom saying, send help, send Spartans. And then when they arrived, she tried to kick into action the plan of keeping them, out of the way, basically.
Huh. Well, yeah. It's a bit of a shorter episode than people are probably used to, but
only sword base is a slightly shorter mission. I mean, we go out into the field, we come back, and we clear sword base.
And Yeah, so it's a little bit shorter, which is partly the reason we've done this dialogue at the end as well, is we don't want people to feel like they're missing out on any content. Because that's not fair at all.
No.
But yeah, I think is that everything?
Just about, I think.
Okay, splendid. Well, join us next week. We'll be going a lovely, sweet reconnaissance mission with June. And
Yes.
the reconnaissance ends approximately... I'm going to have a little bit of foresight here. I'm going to say probably when I try the first assassination on the elite, he's just going to open up like it's, like it's no one's business. So we shall see if that happens or not. But yeah,
Indeed.
thanks for tuning in, guys.
Take care and speak to you soon.
Yeah, bye.